Hey guys, I'd like to share with you one of the reasons I am making a lot of 9mm is because I'm getting out something I've had for years and I've only taken to the range about 4 times. My Calico 950. 100 round helical drum, which is perfectly legal in Ohio and Indiana. Not recommended for California. But this thing was like in a lot of, like a few 80s and 90s movies. I think it's got Dolph Lundgren in it. One of the movies is it was called I Come in Peace when I was watching on HBO at like 8 or 9 years old, and it only had the 50 round mag, which is like about right there, about right there. And I'm still looking for one. I just haven't purchased one. It's a really weird piece. This is unloaded. I've checked every one of these. I know there's a magazine in that Tech 22, but there's nothing in it. The magazine actually has the rear sight, and it flips up for like a ghost ring sight, where you got your dots, and the front sight's actually what's adjustable. Needs a little paint there. Like I said, I got a hell of a deal on this. I think I paid $400 for it. And really, overall, it's quite new looking, except for a little bit of markings. You can actually, the light makes it look worse than it is. But one thing about them is the handle. I know I'm putting the crown on this mat. See this here? Well, there was actually, you wind this up, and you don't have to keep tension on it. You can load it with 100 rounds, and then you got to wind it. I believe it's 23 times. It's been a while since I've taken it to the range, but there was a little handle here and it broke off, and I actually ordered one for like $30. But these magazines are about $150. If you can find one cheaper, buy it. Sell it to somebody like me who needs it. I'm not really too worried about somebody looking at my serial numbers because they're mine. I've got everything wrote down and cataloged for insurance reasons. Anyway, another movie it was in was called Stone Cold. Had was a Brian Bosworth, football player that everybody thought was going to be so wonderful that just ended up making a lot of crappy 90s movies. But this thing is a lot of fun. Charging handle is non-reciprocating, so you charge it once. It's bottom ejecting. There's a place to put a flash suppressor or a muzzle brake. I just never put one on this. You can still order them. You can still get parts off the website, and I believe they still make them new. But I'm thinking about getting a 50 round mag for this finally, and it's a range toy. It's not something I would trust 100%. And when I've taken it out, I was always shooting Winchester white box because at the time they weren't reproducing this, and I haven't taken this to range in a while. In fact, one of the ranges I took it to, you would shoot it. They wouldn't let you fire any kind of rapid fire at all. No double taps or nothing. And I'm telling you, 100 rounds emptying that mag, when it's like boom, 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 it was quite boring. I have some of these things just because it would upset Dianne Feinstein. Then this is a MPA. At the time I got this, Vulcan Arms was also making copies of the Mac 10. This is semi-auto. I got a compensator on it. I just, when I got the thing, it was like $40. Uses grease gun mags, which used to be plentiful. Now, they used to be like $8 a piece. Now they're like $35 to $40 a piece. And they remanufactured some, so I got actually some extra mags. But this is the original grease gun mag that it came with. And it came with this faux suppressor. It's just a big piece of built aluminum. Then I've also got like this fake 2-stage. See, fake. But it looks cool. If you're wanting to sit on the couch, watch Miami Vice, and, it's kind of cool. Then I got a Tech 22. I got this at a yard sale a few years ago. And it's actually missing the front sight. And a buddy of mine, he was on the pursuit for me. Then he passed away. And so I haven't really had too much of a chance to look since. These things come apart just like a, really, I mean, they're very much like the Mac 10 and stuff, and how the bolt is, and it's just a big, massive block coming forward. But they're a lot of fun. I mean, I wouldn't say the most reliable thing unless you go buy a brand new spring kit. But this is a Tech 22 Scorpion. I still got the box for it. I got a Tech 9 and I just don't want to dig it out. Mine's the actual DC9. Yeah, I'm not gonna lie, I sit there and watch Big Trouble in Little China with that. I mean, some of us like movie guns. You know, I probably wouldn't have a Beretta 92 FS if it wasn't for, like, watching Lethal Weapon and Die Hard. Yeah, well, they're still a great gun. I got a few Berettas. Love them. But, you know, when you have something like this as a range toy, even though it's not full auto, yeah, it kind of eats a lot of brass. And, well, not a lot of brass. It eats a lot of rounds. And, you know, 45 is not the cheapest, so reload. But this thing was a lot of fun, and man, God, I want to go to the range tomorrow. Some of us got to work. This thing, CCI mini mags, eat them all day long. But then again, you know, I've never really got to really aim it since it's missing the front sight. I think I've taken it out just to play with it twice. But I got a super killer deal on those. Those things are running like $600. I got mine for like $150. You know, person-to-person sale. I know the guy. He just didn't give me no forewarning, and I was like, oh yeah, I'm at your house, and he was showing me a couple things he had for sale, and I couldn't pass it up. I just could not pass it up. But these things are fun. I'm actually in the pursuit of an Ivor Johnson version of the Enforcer, which is an M1 carbine pistol. I don't really like the out-of-ordnance replica. I mean, I have one of their rifles, it's cool. But I've always wanted like an Enforcer since looking at like the guns and ammo catalogs of the 80s. You know, those things were awesome. At least to look at. It's just one of those things that maybe not have the most practical purpose, but they are a lot of fun. You know, this thing is a lot of fun. It looks ridiculous, and it is heavy. You know, man, I got some massive hands. It just feels like my Desert Eagle. But, does anybody else have anything like this? Or anybody else like movie guns or something weird like that? Just curious. Just trying to share my collection with somebody and see if anybody else has similar interest. You know, Loads of Bacon, he's on that 45 long Colt cowboy action kick. And there's nothing wrong with that. They're fun. They are a lot of fun. In fact, you know, I like ball and cap revolvers. I have a tower pistol that's in like 69 caliber. You know, all of it's fun. From one end of the spectrum to the other. And, tell you what. Gun collecting's addicting. Reloading's addicting. And damn does it get expensive.